Welcome back to the shop. As you can see, we've got a nice finished project. In one of the other videos, we had shown, excuse me, shown how to route some side rail hinges into the actual box so that we can fit those hinges in there. And no, the box is not sealed all the way because I'm going to have to work that bit for the humidor. Now, what I have here is a kit. It is literally used for only putting in hinges. This drill, you'll get to the point if you take this serious as a hobby. You can notice I have tape on it. This drill and drill bit always stay in this drill. It's already paid for itself because I've been using it for 10 years. And it just does this job. So behind the scenes, we've got some untaping. It takes a long time because, well, when you finish the humidor, you do not want lacquer inside of it. Now what we have is screw lube. Alright, now this was bought from Rockler. You literally pull this little cap off. Alright, and it's kind of like a big tub of chapstick. Alright, except it's wax. Now the reason why you want wax is because you're working with brass, you're working with hard woods, you don't want to break off a screw. You never want to break off a screw. So even when you're working with a soft wood, I still use wax. Now I can refill it with this. You can buy this at Lowe's. I don't know, it's under 10 bucks. But I have it labeled. I use this for machine polish to protect from rust. And to wax certain, like my planer table and stuff like that for food's smooth feeding. And you can just refill that puppy. So that can keep you doing it on the cheap. This kit literally has the screwdriver, has extra brass screws, it has all sorts of fun stuff. Everything that I will need. Now, I like this company because they also include 3 extra brass screws in case you might want to strip one out. You can just start over fresh. Alright, so I'm going to take the lid off, show you how super easy this is. I'm only going to use one hinge at a time. And we're just going to, you don't want to force it in there. If you force it in there, then it's going to want to split the wood. We're just going to slide it in. You saw how easy it slid. Now I have my drill bit. If you're going to flip this up, it's going to cause you problems with the drill angle. So I keep those flipped down and it gives me a better guide. Let me just slowly drill that out. And then blow that dust out. You can pop it right back out, nice and gentle. As you can see, you have nice fresh screw holes in there. I'm going to go ahead and drill the rest in super speed, but while we're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and just stick my screws right in here in this wax so that as I am hand screwing this, don't use a drill with the number 1 bit. I promise you, you will either strip it out. There's nothing worse than that. And really, you're going to snug down every hinge gradually. You don't want to force everything into play. It's all going to line up and give you that. Got my 3 extras out, not in screw wax. They're just sitting in there chilling. And I'm going to go ahead and drill these out on rabbit speed. So now we have everything drilled out. Now, I normally do the lid first, that way, anyways, you'll see why. I'm gonna blow all that out. And now, I will show you, I did make a mistake when I was routing, and I didn't show that to anyone, but if you look, I went too far on one of my stoppers. And so, I made the other one the same way because I can actually eyeball the center of this, where the actual hinge pin is. You'll learn that over time. Even the best of us, I mean, my block just slipped. I didn't show that. Now, since these are sitting in wax, I'm just gonna put one here. Set one in here. And we're not gonna force it. Just gonna use, this is a number 1. And the reason why I keep this here is that way I don't have to chase it down in the shop. You can usually get, right around Christmas time or Father's Day, you're gonna find that you can get like small, like little 6-packs for cheap. Buy one of them little 6-packs just to have one of these if you plan to do hinges. Now, if you saw how smooth those went in, normally that would not go that smooth. That lube is helping, and as it goes through, it's going in those threads, and it makes it to where you don't have to strip those out. We have a perfect screw placement. Doesn't mean they won't need adjustment. I'm gonna put you on some rabbit speed so you don't have to watch me screw all these in.
Line that up. Go ahead. This is the one that's off, so I'm doing one at a time. I want to make sure that my pallet holes are right. Now this is the part you really need to be prepared for. We're actually going to hold this puppet up. Got my screwdrivers. Some people might frown on this technique, but it works. It does work. These back ones are just a little harder because I am putting the very closest screw to me where it's supposed to be. And now, it won't be as big of a pain. Come on, baby.
Now, what you couldn't see was that when I did these hinges right here, when I held it up, and sometimes I'll just lay it on a towel. I actually have 4 towels down right here, and one's folded up so I can keep my area nice and neat. When you're working with a finished product, you do not want, I've got some touch-up sanding in here to do, which will not matter. Got a little bit of cosmetics in here, but put your front screw in. It has the most leverage, and then you can gradually work that hinge down. So when I started this guy, the first one, I got it halfway in, kept it balanced, got this one all the way in, then I went back to this one, and then I put in my rears. It's very important. If you did this one first, the weight of the lid might just go ahead and take it down. Now, as you can see, the box just, I mean, it really just falls open on its own. It supports that weight. Now, this is a humidor, so now we have a tight seal on this puppy. And if you notice, it took a little bit. That's why I put these finger holes in there. Oop, we still backwards. And that way I can still lift that up. Now this is tight. It's tight for a reason. Right now it's really humid, and that Spanish cedar is absorbing a lot of moisture, which I love, because now I can go in, and where it's giving you the biggest problem on that seal is right at the front in the front corner. So I'll take some light sandpaper and just paper that down, and that lid is going to fit snug, and eventually it's going to work loose, but I don't want to have a customer have to pry it open. I'll probably add some small strips in here for dividers. If you've been watching this process and you want to know how to route the actual side rail grooves, I think it's video 4 or 5 where we did that process before we finished. I don't fit the hinges prior to finishing, specifically because you get lacquer in there. It's just the way it is. On this one, it just so happened that I had, if you remember, I oversized that cut just a hair for these hinges to sit down. And that lacquer coat just really actually helped them sit in there nice. I didn't have to play with this at all. However, say you have a corner over here and it wants to stick up a little bit. You can loosen up your back screw over here a little bit, and it will start to even it out. And you just work with it a little bit and work with it a little bit. Just little quarter turns are what matters. And it's not going to affect the way that the lid stays open or closes, but it's going to eliminate any gaps that might be on the front. As you can tell, this one has no gaps. It literally looks almost seamless, which is what I love about what I do. Next, I know the bottom might be a little ugly, but I wasn't worried about that yet. I'm actually gonna put just as, I'm gonna paint this thing blue, and then I'm gonna spray blue flocking on there, which is crushed velvet. We'll cover that in another video, but I'm gonna let this sit for now, because I don't want to put tape on it just yet. You will see that process. Thank you for watching. Everyone have a great day. Once again, everything that I do, this is a pre-build. I just want to do it for fun. If you want to buy it, just hit me up. Clarkwood Products LLC on Facebook, or you can just hit me up on my cell phone. I love text messages. I never answer my phone hardly, but that phone number is 317-675-9746. This thing's gonna be ready soon too, real soon. So you guys have a great day.